You'd think that in this time and age, celebrities would have the common sense to stay away from certain topics. But alas, we're still coming across people who haven't learned the ways of the internet. It's a new day and a new NBA scandal. Today, we have Timberwolves' Anthony Edwards, who just got a hefty fine. What did he do? Keep watching to find out all the deets. First up, how did the NBA player get himself in hot waters with the public? We aren't immune to people having different opinions and perspectives, but celebrities and influencers are given a huge platform, so naturally, they're expected to maintain a proper image. It seems as though young Anthony Edwards wasn't aware of this. He is one of the league's youngest, but also the most talented players. The sports world's been going nuts over him, which garnered him a vast audience of a cool 1.2 million followers on Instagram. With this number, you'd expect one to be careful of every word they say. Clearly, that didn't happen. Just shy of 2 weeks ago, Edwards took to his Instagram as one does, and in his story, he filmed a video where a group of shirtless men can be seen walking on the side of the road. A normal person would just turn away and keep driving, right? But Ed's not of that type. He rolled down the car window, scoffing at the group, and referred to them as queer people before ending the sentence with a racial slur. He then complained about the world he came in, and it didn't end well. While he did immediately backpedal and apologize, the internet never forgets, or at least for a good 2 weeks. And so far, he's been getting criticized heavily for showing his true colors to the public and losing fans along the way. We know many people have their opinions, but openly disrespecting a community is pretty much over the imaginary line on the internet. And captioning the post, calling the men different with laughing emojis, didn't leave space for any redemption. Following that, Anthony took to the internet to apologize, but still got a huge fine. Byron Spruill, the NBA president of league operations, announced that Edwards will be fined a hefty $40,000 for his offensive and derogatory language on social media. Now, the NBA has been known for letting their players' behavior slide. Sexual harassment cases. So many were surprised to see them take immediate action against the 22-year-old. They're pretty inclusive when it comes to the LGBT community and make efforts towards keeping good relations by having pride nights and parades. The Timberwolves representatives made a statement as well, taking a step away from all the drama. As Edwards plays as their guard, they didn't say much, but made scarce comments about their disappointment and disagreement with the language and actions of their player. They issued an apologetic statement saying that their team is committed to inclusivity and welcoming all types of people regardless of their sexual orientation, gender, or race. It's still unclear as to how they'll deal with the player further, with his image tarnished. Although he deleted the video after the immediate backlash, it's already out on the internet, as many reposted it on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for others to see. On the 12th of this month, he posted a public apology on his Twitter page. If celebrities put effort into one thing, it's their apologies. His was nothing different. Edwards acknowledged his mistake, understood that his words and actions were immature, hurtful, and disrespectful, and then apologized profusely to everyone. He continued that while there's no excuse for his statement, he was raised better than that, and plans on proving that. A well-written apology, but don't actions speak louder than words? Why say something that'll for sure lead to heavy backlash? Next up, will the NBA make a show out of Edwards as fans react differently? Now the NBA can take as many steps as they want with PR painted statements from the player, team, and organization. But we all know of the dark side of it all. While they try to stay inclusive, they're also known for keeping the players around. But if we get into that, it'll take hours to get through. For now, it seems like the $40,000 fine against Edwards won't even make a dent in the huge paycheck he'll receive and the easy $500 million he'll make. Suspending him from a game would make a better show of his punishments. The ideal would be to ban him for a season and showcase his growing process. But if the NBA didn't do that for high-profile criminal cases, they won't do it for a seemingly minor language offense. Let's move on to the fans. As with such situations, there were different reactions to sift through. While many were upset and raging at the young athlete, others were trolling and making light of the situation. Again, not many people agree with the community, so it isn't seen as offensive in their eyes. Many expected the player to have more than 2 brain cells to rub together, considering he was the #1 draft pick in 2020. Even then, he isn't the first to have made such statements. Fans recalled Rajon Rondo, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, and even the late Kobe Bryant. The NBA is good at brushing their players' past and problems under the rug, as they go on to be known as legends. For those who have forgotten, Durant was fined $50,000 for his homophobic slurs and insults, while Kobe had a serious sexual assault case. But in the NBA's eyes, all's well that ends well. Moving on to other related news that might interest you. Adding to the list of NBA-related folks who are problematic, we have Robert Sarver. While Edwards was facing backlash, the NBA had a much bigger problem on its hands. Their PR team is probably working overtime right now, but unlike Edwards' case, this one won't fade away so quickly. ESPN reported major allegations against the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury owner Robert Sarver. He was fostering a racist and sexist environment with a green light for general harassment. It was reported that he used the N-word, made inappropriate comments against women, and treated his employees in an aggressive and demeaning manner. Well, after a long year, he's finally been suspended for just 1 season and fined $10 million, which is the maximum fine allowed by the NBA. This was a huge disappointment because it was expected that he would be banned for life. LeBron James says that stronger punishment is needed for the owner, agreeing with the majority. Sarver is reportedly looking for buyers as he plans on selling his team, as big sponsors like PayPal refused to collaborate until he was removed indefinitely. Following that, Boston Celtics suspended their head coach for the 2022 to 2023 season. The NBA doesn't have any shortage of problematic players, and just recently, we witnessed another senior staff getting punished. His mistake was to have an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the team staff. As everyone knows, in any team or company, dating someone of a higher or lower rank without letting HR know is a huge violation. The woman came out to say that Udoka had made several unwanted comments that led to this review happening. The Celtics suspended their second-year head coach, Ime Udoka, for violating the team's code of conduct. His place will be taken by the assistant coach, Joe Mazzulla. Udoka's long-term future seems uncertain, as the team decided that the decision for that will be made later. He did respond to the media apologizing for his behavior, letting down fans, and accepted the decision, deeming it difficult. Finally, The Guardian has something to say about the NBA audience as well. With the seasonal allegations coming around and NBA being an extremely popular sport, their online community is pretty huge. The good, bad, and ugly are on full display for the world to see. With Sarver's downfall, an ESPN reporter stood on the front line with all the allegations. He was suspended fined, and is now selling the team. The Guardian mentioned that the community played a role in the serious action by the NBA. At first, the jokes flew in. People were quick to quip and meme the entire situation. But then, the fans did an investigation of their own to suss out the staff. Then there was anger about the lack of proper punishments in the NBA, with many coming out with dark jokes and ideas surrounding the allegations. NBA fans shared the all too familiar homophobic, sexist, and racist remarks. On the internet, it's just avatars anyway. You remove one, and it comes back with 10 more heads. The Guardian did well to point out that while we have a moral compass, it's not always followed well. And while the fans shun problematic behavior, there are a lot of them that don't do so. Something to think about. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Edward's comment? Does he deserve a bigger punishment, or should he be forgiven? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.